This conference will now be recorded.
You see my screen, right? Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So on Tuesday we discussed about various branching strategies, right? Okay. And as you know, it's all about how effectively you can choose a branching strategy. So it's all about reducing the merge conflicts. The moment you reduce the merge conflicts, the moment that is the moment you are making uh, code merges faster, basically, right? Developer don't need to spend hours and hours just to resolve the merge conflicts, basically. And you will also have a better trackability. That means everybody has a clear view in which release what requirements have gone to production, or in which release how many bugs have been created. And also you have a clear visibility in which branch you have the bug created, because you have the hotfix branch as well, and all those details are available, basically. So these are the advantages of different branching strategies. So you can blindly think you have more number of teams, and you have more number of people working on it. Go with a team branching strategy. If people are following some microservices based development, go with a feature branching strategy. And whether it is a team branching strategy or feature branching strategy, always go with combine those two with a release and hotfix branching strategy. Means always create a release branch for each release, and also always create a hotfix branch when there were any bugs in future uh, uh, coming from the past releases, basically. That means you are in release 3, but you got a bug in release 1. Go and create a hotfix branch, so that you have a trackability, or it is easy to trace, etc. So you just remember those things, and always ensure that as a DevOps engineer, always ensure that you merge the changes back from child branches to master, I mean parent branches, or parent branches to child branches. Otherwise, developers will run into regression issues. Of course, you don't do it on your own. You have to tell the developers either they have to do it or you have to do it. Most of the times, you educate them, basically, saying that hey, you done some code in the hotfix branch, but you need to get it to release branch. Sorry, you need to get it to master branch and feature branches as well. Otherwise, you will get into regression issues in future again. Okay, these are the things that you need to remember. Now, uh, so now what's next? Let me open my DevOps portal, go.azure.com, and system and the files, right? Okay. So you already know we created a multiple branches, feature branches and release branches, etc. So uh, let us think that uh, there has been some bug, and the developer worked on the hotfix branch. Okay, this Kiran hotfix transaction. This is a hotfix branch you created, and developer went ahead and fixed this bug, basically. So obviously he will do it from Visual Studio, right? Let me go and take the Visual Studio. Okay, I have all the changes. I mean, there is no changes in my solution. You can see everything is a lock symbol. Okay, wait, this is not showing. 1 second, guys. I think this is still loading. In the bottom, okay. I think my system is a little slow. You observe the bottom pane, displayed very slowly. Okay, so I think. I already done the pull basically, right? If these branches are created in the remote, if are not available here, you need to click on this pull basically. When you click on pull, all the branches will come here, right? So our requirement is that Kiran went ahead and do some bug fixing in this branch. These are in the remote now. If you have to work on it, you have to check out this branch so that it will come to your local basically. For that, you need to double click. So you tell the developer how to do it, right? So you ask them to double click this. The moment you double click, it will come to your local basically. I did it. It's not refreshing. Looks like my studio is little slow. Let me do one more. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Somehow it is very slow. Okay. I pulled it again, and then I double click. That means you call that double clicking as a checkout. It came to my local repository, and this since now it is highlighted. That means my Visual Studio is currently pointed to this branch, right? Now I'll go and do some bug fixing here in this branch basically. Okay. So we'll take some any file which we did not do any change so that we will remember. Okay. Probably we'll take some UI file. Okay. Both. So simply uh, some change, some fix he did, and after that obviously he will go and go to Team Explorer, click on changes, and then push it to the after you test it, you push it to the remote branch, right? Commit all and push an outgoing commit here. You can see bug fix code successfully pushed to origin slash Kiran hotfix trying such release one. Let's go to our remote branch, which is origin. Okay. And yeah, hotfix branch, right? Let me, where is that? Let me refresh it. Okay. Views, home. Yeah, so I have the bug fix code, right? Now what DevOps engineer will do, will deploy this, he will build this code, via CI pipeline, and use CD pipeline to publish this code to different environments so that bug fix is delivered. Okay, now that is good. After that, now you have other branches. Now you continue work on your dev branch basically here, right? You will switch back to your development branch, and you will keep work on it basically. Now when you're done with some changes in your development branch or feature branches, you have many branches, right? Okay. This Let me go and this is already feature branch, right? Okay. I did not name it feature, that's why I got confused. Now you understood, right? When you have number of branches, you need to give the naming convention correctly. Though I created this branch, I forgot that this is a feature branch. Okay. So now the thing, now Visual Studio is pointed to Kiran Hotel Search Release to feature branch. I don't have that you know change here, right? That bug fix code basically in my UI. I'm just refreshed it. You don't have it. Now what happens when you are done with the changes in your feature branch? You will go and do a pull request. It will go to dev master, and DevOps engineer will create a release to branch, and he will release that code to the production. test UAT and production. This is the process, right? Now you will see the same the testers will again raise the same bug because you do not have the bug fix code available that is done in the hotfix branch, right? Now you understand why the regression issues comes and why what I explained. Yes, makes sense.
Can you repeat once again?
You done the changes in the hotfix branch, right?
Yes.
Okay, let me go there. Here you did it. Okay, here you have this bug fix code, right? In the
Yes.
hotfix branch, but you do not have it in the feature branch. Let me switch to feature branch, right? You don't have it. Okay, now when you give this change, give it for deployment, what happens?
Change will be
The bug
missing.
again will repeat, right? The bug will be repeated. That means
Yes.
regression issues. Why it is not? Why it is? Because you done the changes in the. The developer did the changes in the hotfix branch, but he did not copy those changes or merge those changes in our repos terminology. He did not merge those changes into other working branches. You have to have it in all the future branches, right, where the developers are working on. Or if you have some only dev branch, at least you need to put it in the dev branch. uh,
Okay.
in a simple statement, you need to copy this change, the code, this piece of code, or this piece of code into all the other branches where the people are working on. Okay, otherwise the regression will come. Now what is the way to move this? Of course I did it in only one file, but it generally in multiple files, right? It may not be in only one file. It could be in 10 files as well. It could be 30 files as well. There is no limit. Okay. uh, if I go and look into this history, right? View history, how do you identify these things? So when you go under history, it's not showing me. I just did the commit, right? It is not showing me the history. Okay, I got it. Why it is not showing? Let me go here. I did the change in the file. Okay, so it doesn't matter in how many files the developer made changes, right? When he did a push, a commit id will be created, right? In this commit id 561 ed 678, this is the reference basically. In this id all the changes have been tagged basically, right? Right now it is only one file, but you have multiple changes. All those files are under this commit id, right? Okay, now in our repos terminology, how do we say, hey, I want this commit, all the changes in the commit, in this commit have to be available in all the other branches as well. That's how people do. For that, what you do, either you have to do a pull request or you need to merge the branches. Okay. But you don't need to do that basically. You can simply copy paste uh, the code changes from one branch to other branch. But as I told you, if it is in one file, you can easily go and do this. But if it is in 10 files, you can't simply copy paste, open each and every file and paste it to other branch, right? That's not possible. And also imagine, even if you take other file, you might have a one line of code here, other line of code here. Who will remember? Even a developer cannot remember what are all the changes he made in which file, right? It's not easy, and you cannot copy like that as well. So that's where the concept of cherry pick has come. If you use a cherry pick, you don't need to use regular merge mechanism or a pull request to merge changes from one branch to other branch. And you use this one only for this kind of scenarios, like you made, developer made some change in the hotfix branch. He want to have that mostly it is only one commit only for bug fixes. he wants to take that commit into all the other branches. In those scenarios, you use it. Okay, how a developer can do it? It is very simple. So you have to come to this Visual Studio, okay, and he has to go to this manage branches. Okay, if you go and manage branches, he will see everything, right? Of course, it will go to Team Explorer only. Okay, here also you can see all the branches. Okay, so now think that your changes are in hotfix branch, right? Your changes are in the hotfix branch. So you have to check out this one. Check out means the developer has to point his Visual Studio to this branch. Okay, this is a source. Our target will be I think that this feature branch, Kiran Hotel Search, and Dev as well. Wherever you want to do it basically. So you have to do branch by branch, not all branches in one go. So you check out this branch, which is the source one, and sorry, we check out the target basically. I want to have this change into this hotel search, which is the feature branch. For the time being, let me close all these things. Okay, just open only. So in the about, I don't have that one, right? That bug fix code of a feature branch. Now I checked out this. What is the source one here? The Kiran hotfix. This is where we have the bug fix code. Just click it or right click this. Right click on this target. Okay, and see the history first. So this is the bug fix code. This is the commit, right? Okay, and similarly, just for your information, I want to show you guys. If you want, you can take a screenshot of what I'm showing. So here, uh, the commit ID in the hotfix branch is 561, starting with 561. Take a screenshot if you want. Okay, and if you look into this history of your feature branch, the last commit ID is 6CD, right? If you want, I will take it. Right, this is the last commit ID of your feature branch. Now all you need to do is go to your source branch where the bug fix code is available, right click and then say cherry pick. The moment you say cherry pick, oh, there are some conflicts.
Can you show that option once again?
Okay, let me close this. Okay, let me revert it because it's in that I just aborted it, right? Team Explorer. I'll say about basically for the time being. Okay. I closed everything, right? Okay, let me open Solution Explorer. Uh, let me put it in this file. So this is the bug fix code. Sorry, change it to hotfix branch. Okay, hotfix branch. Now it is pointed to hotfix branch. Parent hotfix. Okay, let me make a change here. Okay, let me publish this. I mean, let me push it basically to the server. Click on changes. 13th September. And then commit all and push. Done. Okay, if you go and look into the history of this branch, okay, the latest commit is the commit name is bug fix and this is the commit ID. Okay, this is a source basically, and if you go here you will see those things here as well. Okay, let me refresh it. We made uh, we made change in this contact.cs HTML. Now I want this work fix code available in all the other pages. What is the commit ID of this one? The commit ID is 1F9A. Okay. Okay. Now what you have to do, that the step one, whichever is the target branch, means where you need to copy to, you need to check out that. Okay. My target branch is Kiran Hotel Search. You came here. Now if you see here, there is no bug fixer because your target branch is uh, Kiran Hotel, where you do not have the change. Okay. Now go to branches, and what is the source? You have the change in this Kiran hotfix. Right click and then view history, and I want the changes this commit into my branch. Simply right click and then say cherry pick. The moment you say cherry pick, the all the changes in this 1F9A will be copied to my uh, checked out branch, which is a Kiran Hotel search basically. Okay. Now if I go to Solution Explorer uh, and open this contact, you see this now, bug fix code. Okay, means it copied immediate. The moment you said a cherry pick, it copied all the changes in that commit into this so target branch. Now if I go to Team Explorer, you see cherry pick completed and committed. Basically committed means it is in local only, still it is not available in the remote. Now what you do, go to and say it will not show here. Basically you have to go and sync. When you sync it, then only this latest bug fix code, which is cherry picked from hotfix branch to your feature branch, will go to the remote branch. You see this is in the outgoing commit. Say simply push.
So we do
Now
cherry
this,
pick on the branch
yeah,
which we want.
yeah,
Sorry.
not on the, so very simple. First you need to, Visual Studio need to point to your target branch. Okay,
Okay.
that means after that you go to the history of the source branch. How do you go? You just need to go to the branches, right? Okay, this is the source branch. Right click and see the view history, because there will be n number of commits, right? You can take whatever the commit you want. You have to go commit by commit. If you want the changes in this commit, you can take these changes as well. All you need to do is right click and then cherry pick. You have to go commit by commit. Now
Okay.
I wanted
When
the
we
changes in this. Yeah.
when we perform a cherry pick here, right click on and perform a cherry pick on hotfix branch, how does the machine know that we need to perform the push the change from hotfix branch to release branch?
So that this is the process. That's why I told you, right? First, you need to point your Visual Studio to the target branch. How do you do? You just double click this
Okay,
one, right? You check out
we
that,
stay on the target branch. We
and
come to
then
the
come
hotfix branch
uh,
and we perform cherry pick from hotfix branch. So that will be pushing the
exactly,
change from hotfix branch to the branch
exactly.
which we are actually on.
Yes,
Okay.
your cherry pick branch is the source. Wherever you are doing cherry pick, right? That is the source. Whichever is pointed to Visual Studio, that is the target.
Okay.
You got it? Okay, and
Yeah.
all you need to do is, there are multiple commits, right? All you need to do is you need to select the commit where you have the changes basically, and select the commit and then right click and cherry pick. That's it. Okay. Now it is very
One more
simple.
question.
So
So
there are
when we write,
multiple. Sorry, you want to go? Go.
yeah, one more question. So as we have multiple commits here, if I perform right click on one of the commit, only that particular change will come, or all the
Only
changes
that
scheduled
particular
till that
commit.
time will come.
Only that particular commit. If there are 10 change, let us say 10 files are changed in this commit ID. Okay. Only those
Okay.
10 files changes will come to your target branch. Not everything.
So
So
this is
just cherry
something
pick.
like pushing only the changes which we worked on, but not on all the changes that were already worked on earlier.
Exactly. See, this is
Okay.
easier, right? This is easy. If you go by pull request mechanism, it takes a lot of time. You don't need it basically because whatever is the code available in your, hotfix branch is already reviewed by someone, right? Because that was done in some feature branch or dev branch. Somebody reviewed. That's why that code came to, your master branch. From there, a DevOps engineer created a release branch. All the code is reviewed only other than this bug fix code. For these small things, you can simply use the cherry pick basically. It saves a lot of time. Okay. Now, if you go to your history of your Kiran Hotel search feature branch, right? If you go and see the history, you see the commit ID will change, right? Obviously, because this is a new commit to this one. But you see the message that I typed, bug fix code that 30 September. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is the cherry pick to move changes from one branch to other. Sorry, not the move, to merge changes from one branch to other branch in a easy and simpler way. And you can move commit by commit. If there are 10 commits, you cannot do all 10 commits in one go to target branches. You have to do commit by commit. Okay.
Can we select multiple commits and perform a cherry pick?
No, that will not work.
So it
Okay. You
happens
have
only for
to.
one commit.
Yeah. And that is not advisable as well, even if somebody do somehow, but that's not because this cherry pick is not for a huge merges basically. It is for simple things. Sometimes, by mistake also you do something. Let us say you do in Kiran Hotel search, okay, you do some changes, okay, and
Okay.
by mistake you committed or you pushed this code to, master, okay, by using pull request mechanism. But after 1 or 2 days you realize that you shouldn't have done that in this feature branch. You should have done it in some other branch because there is a possibility for developers to work on multiple requirements, right, parallelly. Okay.
Yes.
Then in that case, but you forget as well, right, basically how many changes you done in a commit uh, 3 or 4 days ago. Then all you need to do is go and use the cherry pick mechanism, select the commit and do the cherry pick to your other branch, and then you can revert the changes of that branch as well. I showed the revert. So by mistake you do some changes in a different branch, or you done some bug fix code, you want to move that code, merge that code with other branches. In all these scenarios you can use cherry pick. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
about, yeah, so that's about cherry pick. Now let's go to another scenario. Okay. Now let us think that you are working this hotel search feature branch. Okay. uh, Let me do a sync so that I don't want to do any merge conflicts now. Let me do a sync. Okay. This is a best practice always, otherwise it will kill the time basically. So my feature branch is up to date. So let us think that I am working on some sprint 2 changes. Okay. Just sprint 2. Okay. Think that I made some changes in filter config. Let's say sprint 2 login functionality. 1 second, guys. I'm running out of charge. Okay, and I had to make these changes in multiple places. Okay, here and then here, and this is all about login functionality. Okay, and then put something here as well. I'll make this as so like this. I started working login functionality in Sprint 2. Okay, some 2 3 days are done. Obviously, I might have done some 100 200 changes. Okay, suddenly there was some requirement, and your product owner or its scrum master, your project manager, or your architect, whoever it is, they come and tell you that, hey, stop this login functionality. I mean, there is one urgent requirement, and that's about email. So you need, I mean, I'm just giving an example. You need to add some alert, I mean, alert functionality for one of the areas. Then you said that, man, I already have many changes in my, uh, local repository. Now it makes a huge effort for me. I mean, if I commit, right? If I commit, it will always be in my. Let us say, even if I commit, what happens? Let's do the commit, right? Okay. If I commit, that's okay. I can commit it, and I can push it to the remote repo so that my changes will not be deleted. But when you do I mean, the functionality for email, what happens when you push it again, and then when you deploy to the server, your login functionality will go to the production, and your email functionality will go to the production. But your testers don't have test cases to test your login function, and also you are not completely done with your login functionality, right? Then what happens? You have untested code in the production environment, and it may cause issues as well, because you not tested login functionality changes clearly. You are not confident. Then what people do? They will go and comment all this code. Okay, let us say, I mean, of course, right now I am doing the commenting only, but in real time, what they do, they go and comment the code like this. Okay, in each and every whatever they work done, they will go and comment. Now they commented all some 100, 200 lines of code. Okay, when he done with the home page, I mean, email functionality code, can he remember in what files he commented the code? Is it possible? No, right?
No, difficult.
In Yeah, it's difficult, right? Or else you need to make a track of some Excel sheet, right? Which is very difficult, and there are chances for issues as well. And also, that is one issue. The other issue is that though you commented all this code is still went to other environments, right? Your production, etc. As per the best practices, you should not have any code in UAT or production environments without any testing. But that's okay. We can still deal with that because we commented. That will not make any problem. But main problem is, how do you go back to your previous version of the code so that you can start working on the login functionality after you're done with the email functionality. So that's where the command stash come into picture. Stash is a mechanism where you can preserve the changes in your local repository without committing to local or remote. Basically, you can preserve it, and then you can go ahead and work on email. I mean, email functionality. Once you've done that, push it to the remote repository. DevOps engineer will go with a CI/CD pipeline, and you can come back and start work on the login functionality again. No code will go to production. I mean, no login functionality code will go to the any environment. How do you do that? So as simple as that. All the developer have to do is, so obviously what he has to do, he has to go to your team explorer, and then click on changes, right? Click on changes. These are the changes. What I do, I'll give something comment login functionality. Okay, instead of commit, all right, because even when you commit it and start working on the email functionality, you have to push it after email functionality, right? All this code will also go to, you remember, right? There are two steps to push to the server, code to the server, right? One is commit all, after that push. Other one is commit all and push. So I should not do commit all because I don't want this login functionality code going to the different environments. Okay, all you have to do is you have to click on the stash. You say stash, or both are same, don't mind. I mean, you don't need to worry about the difference. Okay, stage, I'll tell you the stage remaining. Okay, but both will give the same thing. Okay, either you do stash all or stash all and keep staged, different matter. Click on anything. The moment you clicked on stash, right? You see in the changes section, basically you do the changes and the files, and then under stashes you will see the empty base. Now you see one stash here, stash id 0 on Kiran hotel. I mean, this is your branch name, login functionality. That is the commit, I mean stash commit comment I given. Now if I now if you go and look into all the files, your changes are disappeared basically. Let me close all these things. Your changes are disappeared. You see, everything changed back to lock symbol. Now these are not tick mark, right? I made some change here, sprint to login functionality, right? Here and then here, there is no sprint to login functionality, and here, all the changes are disappeared, right? And if you go and even look into the history, see there is nothing, right? That means it is not committed and it is not visible to you basically. So where they are there, your Visual Studio Git, right, basically kept all these changes together in a invisible memory base, in a some virtual memory. I mean, I mean, I don't know how it maintains, but as a technology guy, I can say that it kept it in some temporary memory of Git actually, and it will not be shown even in history. Okay, okay. So if you want to see those, you just come to changes in Team Explorer, double click on this stash. These are the changes, right? These are the files where you changed, and if you open bundle config, you can see this commented here, right? You see, and then the sprint to login functionality, and similarly, sorry, Team Explorer filter config, you see the sprint to login function. So all these are preserved invisibly, even you don't see them. Okay. Now what I do, I'll go to my solution explorer. Okay, I'll go and do my some email functionality. Email functionality, right? It could be one file, it could be in multiple files as well, right? Now I'm done with my email functionality code. Okay, I'm happy. Now go to changes, and you see only two files are available with my changes. Email functionality one, I will say email functionality, and then go and push it. When you push it, only these two changes will go, not the other login functionality changes. Okay, commit all and push. Done. It is already, now it is being pushed to your remote branch. Now go and look into the remote branch. Refresh it. So we did it in controllers, right? Not in app start. Bundle config. Go to content. Uh, what is the one we
You need
given?
to change the branch for now.
Sorry, this is a hotfix branch. Okay. Go to hotel search, right, or train search. I did
Total search.
Hotel
hotels.
search.
Okay. Now I, so you see the email functionality, but you don't see the login functionality, right? There is no login functionality code here. And similarly, here also you see the email functionality, but you don't see the login functionality. So you clear. In Visual Studio, there is no commit made when I did the stash, and I don't even see my changes. All my changes are actually grouped and kept in an invisible memory using stash mechanism. Okay, now I'm done with my changes, email functionality that's been successfully done. Now I can go back and work on my login functionality changes basically. Okay, if you go to Solution Explorer, everything is locked. That means no changes are here. Okay, just for your reference, just go here and check one more time. there are no login functionality changes. Now I'll just kept open only one window like this. Okay, now you go to team. Now you want to go back and work on your login functionality, right? All the developer has to do it. Go to your changes and then look at the stash, right click. When you right click, he will have two options. One is apply, another one is pop. Apply means it will apply all the changes, okay, uh, in this stash in your, and it will not delete this stash. Okay, this stash will still visible to you here. It will not be deleted. But when you say pop, right, pop will apply all the changes and it will delete the stash as well. These are the two options. Okay, now let us say say pop and restore stashed as staged, or pop all and as unstaged, whatever it is. I will tell you the difference between staged and unstaged. It doesn't make any difference for you. Okay, uh, when I click on any one of these things, right, what it will do, you can see the changes applied back to your files, and then this stash will also be deleted. Go here. Now you see stash is deleted here, right? Stash is deleted, and all the changes applied back to your the files where you made changes. Now you see here also you can see Spring 2 login functionality you see here, and if I go to filter config, you see here Spring 2 login functionality, and you see all files have been updated. Now 4 files we made changes, right? In all the 4 files you see login functionality, and you see login functionality, and you go to view login functionality. Now you continue with your changes, whatever you want. Uh, Go and make changes wherever you want, right? Continue basically.
Punna, so no need for us to comment the code, right?
No, no, yeah, you don't need to do any comment. That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
stash. Okay.
Yeah, just stash it. When you stash it,
Yeah.
it will preserve all the changes in an invisible commit that is not is available in the history as well. That's what I shown you. Only the
Yeah.
changes are taken away. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, Now, when you're done with your changes, you simply applied the stash back. I mean, that stash, right? You can apply means it will apply and keep the stash there. Pop means it will apply and delete the stash as well. I will show that one as well. Okay. Now you see, now if you want to go and push it, go here, click on changes, and you see all the changes now. Go ahead and functionality. Go ahead and commit all and push. That's it. Now it's simple. I mean, it actually improved the productivity of the developer, right? The stash. He doesn't need to comment his code, or he doesn't need to write anything anywhere to remember the changes when he is switching between different functionality. So this is very helpful when you get on-demand requirements to code. Actually, they need to stop in between and they need to work on something else immediately. That is the scenario for stash actually. Let me do that. I mean, I just shown you the pop, right? Okay, let me show the other one as well. Let us say you made some change, I'll say for this timing I'll say stash apply. I'm just writing some code. Okay. I can write the code, but that is no time waste. Basically we don't need that. So this is the code change I did. Okay, but immediately I need to work on something else. What I do, you go to the team explorer. Okay, easiest one, click on the changes rather than doing some, or else I'll write something. See, I written this code. Okay, if I have to go and work on something else, I need to comment this one. But I don't do that. What I do, I simply go here and then say emp say stash. That's it. You see the change have been disappeared from here. Okay, now I'll go and work on something else on the same file or any other file, right? Go and do something. Dash demo. I'm done with my code. You can go to changes, and you can see only one file is changed. Dash demo, and then commit all and push. That's it. So that has been pushed. Okay, now if you want to go back and work on your old stuff, okay, continue where you stop. Go to changes. You see, I mean, this is here. Earlier I did the pop, right? Now I will see apply. When I say apply, it will apply the changes back to my files, but it will not delete the stash. Okay, you can select any one of these things. Okay, you got it. You see, it has come now. String employee name Poorna and stash apply, but the stash is not deleted here. It is there for your reference. Okay, now if I want to continue, I can continue. Let us say I'll make this change, and then go to Team Explorer, changes. I can see my change here. EM3 Poorna, and then say I pushed my changes even here. And sorry, if I go here,
Purna, this is similar to commit all, right?
but in commit all, you can see the commit, right?
Okay, here we won't see the commit.
So let us say I commit this one. Okay. Uh, let us say I commit this, and I continue with other functionality. But when I push it, all the commits will go, right.
Yes.
You got me?
Yeah.
But I don't want this code because this code is not tested. This code is not completed. So that's
Okay.
the reason I don't want to commit, because let us say you done 3 4 commits here. When you click on push, all the commits will go to the remote repository. It's not a commit by commit. All the commits. That
Yeah.
means you are sharing the code, right? So instead
Yes.
of doing the commit, we are doing the stashing, because and that means all these changes are taken away from your files and put it in some temporary memory, and it will allow you to work on some other functionality. When you are done with that functionality, you can push those only those changes to the server, and you continue come back and take those changes back basically. Got it? That's the
Yeah.
difference between stash and commit. So don't do the stash if you want to uh, work on those such kind of scenarios, like where you need to work on something and you did not complete your current work, but you don't want to comment and track something basically. Okay. Now, okay, this you did not see it, right? Go to changes. This stash is still here. Developer can keep it, or later sometime you can simply go and say drop action. That's it. Okay, you can refresh and see all those things. You can say 2 minutes ago. You can see the history, login functionality. Okay, so that now you know what is cherry pick and you know what is stash. Okay, and there is one more thing. Okay, we'll talk about staging basically. Okay, stage changes. You see, so many times it come across. How do I stage changes basically? Okay, let me tell you the scenario. Close everything. Okay, and this is up to date, right? This is up to date. Let me go and make some changes. Okay. Mm, okay, let us say integer empid. Some code is written here. Okay, and then let us say some code is written here. Okay, don't worry about the syntax changes, etc. Okay, so let us say that you have multiple changes in multiple files, right? Now when you go and basically what do you say, push the changes uh, to the remote server, right? Let us say staging demo. Okay, when you say commit all and push, what happens? All the changes will go to your remote repository, right? Yes, all the changes will go to the remote repository. It's not
Yeah.
execution of one file, right? Whatever the changes you see, all those changes will go. That's why even the name itself, commit all and push, right? You don't have a one, but somehow you don't want one of these changes to go to remote repository. For that, what you can do, click this. In the changes you have an option called stage all, or right click. If you want to do one by one, say stage. What happened? The moment you click on stage, another section appeared. You see staged changes and the changes here. I did the changes in the bundle config as staged. The other one I just left it like this. Now let's do, okay, commit staged and push. Okay, now if you come here again, see the changes. Uh, what is here? Route config.cs. Okay, I made some change here, right? You see the employee route. Okay, now but I actually made it in changes in two files. One in what is it? One in bundle, right? Yeah, one in bundle, one in route config. In bundle I have integer employee ID, and in a route config I have employee name. But when I pushed it, what went, you see? Where I am doing the changes, sorry, hotel search.
So we use staging when we want to push partial changes.
Now you see exactly. That's what I see.
Okay.
Bundle config, right? Content. You see employee ID 1234. What is the other file I made change? Route config, right? Go to route config. Did you see the change? No, right? Here I see the, in the route config I have employee name raw, but I don't have here. The reason, I act whatever I don't want to uh, you know send, right? Now I have an option to choose. Though I have changes in multiple files, I can choose which file changes to be pushed to the server. Okay, whatever you want to put, right? You can simply make them staged actually. Okay, now I say, see there are no staged changes. That's, you see, commit all and push. That means you have changes in 10 files, but you want to push only couple of files to the remote repository. You don't want everything. At that point of time, go to your changes. Then it will display all the changes here, right? Whatever the change you want to send only, then you can simply say right click on that file, or when you say plus, all the files will be staged basically. But if you want to go, if you want to send only one file, okay, let me make one more time so that you will see. I'm not sure why it is making changes. Okay, you see it's already reflected. All you need to do is a right click and then stage. That's it. Okay, now later you can make changes somewhere else, but when you see the difference, right? When you have a staged changes, right, you can see commit stage earlier, otherwise commit all and push, commit all and sync, right? Since you have a staged changes, you have an option to push only staged changes. The other changes will still be here. in your local repository. Okay, that's the advantage of staging. Basically, you can push whatever the changes you want to push. You don't need to push each and everything from your local repository. Understood, guys? Hello.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. So please practice it and understand the scenarios as well, because nobody will ask you, hey, tell me how do I do a stash, right? Because you can simply say that, hey, you go to Team Explorer and look at the changes, and you say give the comment rather than clicking on commit or go on stash it. That's how you can say, that anyone can tell, right? If they go and read the documentation. But you need to know the scenario, when to apply stash, when to apply stage, when to apply cherry pick. When you know these scenarios, your life become really easier, and you can help the people when they are in difficulties. Okay, all these things improves the productivity. The whole idea of using any tool is to improve the productivity of developer, or productivity of tester, or productivity of administrator. Okay, if you don't have a tool, right, you have to use your manual mechanisms. Okay, that's all for today, guys. I mean, I have a couple of more scenarios to explain that I will explain tomorrow. Those scenarios mostly will not be used by most of the people, but I still want to explain those scenarios basically, because those are some risky scenarios. Okay, I'll explain those things tomorrow, and then we can get into CI basically. With that, we complete all the Git operations and the scenarios. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you, guys. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.